Today I am going to talk about shifting of a observation tower or a communication tower. Uh, as a young officer, I was posted to an engineer regiment, and one of my first tasks was this shifting of an observation tower nearer to the enemy lines so that we could observe from a better point. The My first reconnaissance showed that the tower was square at the bottom, pyramidal in nature, about 80 feet high. Each story each member was about 10 feet high, and the uh, nut and bolt system was used to assemble it. So to deassemble and re-erect it again, it definitely required that no mistake can be made in recognizing the members as where they need to be fitted. So a marking system had to be evolved for such recognition of the members. My previous experience and some knowledge had guided me that we should mark each of the point where the members are getting connected as nodes. So at each level there were 4 nodes, 8 stories, and the member connecting, if they were diagonal, then they would be like, 1 and 5 or 1 and 4 or whatever configuration it comes to, the way they were connected. So they were marked like that. After marking the members with paint, we dismantled the tower, started from the top and started coming down. The tower also had a ladder which would, make sure that the sentry on duty can climb up through the ladder. There were no electronic instruments, only binocular were used to observe. So after having marked the members with the paint, we disassembled the whole thing in about 3 days and shifted it to a place where these were supposed to be erected. The first task was to lay the foundation. We had left the foundation in the previous location as it was, because it was not thought proper to break the concrete and take out a few nuts and bolts and waste time there. So we purchased new foundation bolts, and the cost of doing all that was about 5,000 rupees. And we before we fixed the foundation, we temporarily put all the 4 foundations in one go. On that we put the horizontal members and leveled it using a spirit level so that the verticality of the tower is ensured. After we started erecting the towers, and we had gone up to say 4th stage, I had to go on leave, and I was not available for that job. I came after 56 days, and I was being told to rush back to the site as the work has stopped, and you know it's not progressing because of some hitch or some problem. When I reached the site, I saw that the vertical members were little sagging inwards, and therefore making it very difficult to match the holes of the horizontal member with the vertical member holes. And the supervisors there was just not able to think of a method of doing it. I thought for a while, and then I said, let's tie a rope on top of these vertical members and pull it in the opposite direction of the sag. And to our utter surprise, the horizontal members started fitting in like the knife goes into the butter. So without any problem and much wastage of time, we were able to erect the tower. The confidence in me, came up that, well, here I am as a young man who can probably think out of the box and do some good things. After about 15 years, I was posted in the MES, Military Engineering Service, and there too, there was a signal regiment which wanted to shift 4 of its towers, and this time these towers also had some electronic equipment radars on top of it. And the CO was talking to me, and he said that, can we shift these? So I, without wasting a single minute, I told him, yes, at the cost of 75,000 rupees, we'll be able to do it. The first time when we did it with the sappers, so the cost of labor was nil, and this time we had to pay for the cost of the labor too. So it was my gut feeling that 75,000 rupees should be sufficient to shift these 4 towers. But the CO wouldn't believe me. So there was one guy who was supplying us stationery. He was wanting to talk to me about some supplies. So when I looked at him, I said, here's the contractor who will be able to do it. Without thinking as to what the talk was about, he nodded his head in, acceptance. Yes, sir, I will be able to do this task. So the moment the CEO of the signal regiment left, this guy asked me, sir, I am a supplier. How do you expect me to do a contractor's job? And in which I have no clue. I nodded the head so that, your honor is restored, and you're not told that he's saying something which is undoable. I said, don't worry. We got him enrolled as a contractor, and we floated a tender. I had asked him to put 75,000 rupees as the cost, because that's what it is going to be. And the others obviously had no idea as to how it was supposed to be done. And so he won that tender. And then I guided him, and I asked him to, hire about 4 guys for disassembling, marking and disassembling, and later on got those stores shifted to the new site. And while erecting where leveling and other things were required, I used to be present so that no error is made there. And the I was able to do it in a record 30 days time. All that I am trying to say is that in the pursuit to do the eighth wonder, we try some different things, uh, whereas the eighth wonder has not been recorded. But in my perception, this is how it is. If you think an impossible task needs to be done, you got to have the conviction, the courage, and you can do it. Thank you.